I'm on a mission to try and figure out why these door opening motors for a Tesla X, because that's the only one that's got them as far as I know, and why they fail. Well, here's the motors. I've got the new ones replaced. I didn't do it myself, so I'm trying. I got the motor out on the door myself, but I couldn't unplug it. Now I see why I couldn't unplug it. It's because of this. Okay, but you look at the wiring harness in the car. This is all the stuff that's in the door. Sensors, everything is just absolutely clean and fine. There's no sign of any corrosion or anything else. All the connectors are just perfect. So, just by looking at the motor itself, you can see this is all corroded here. So it's the water's either coming in from there, running down through this and out the bottom here. I can see corrosion inside there. So I'm going to be pulling all of this apart and having a look what's going on. 4 T20 screws in there. They're Loctited in. They look very good. Here's this part. Okay, so looks like there's no seal on there as such. Oh, maybe there is, yeah. Yeah, there's some sort of seal on there. Certainly looks like it leaked in there too. So that's probably part of it. Maybe that's the main part of it. And when you look at this, I've cleaned it up a little bit. But that seal is not really sticking up above the face. So I think it was leaking in there. To determine whether it's coming in from the top or whether it came in through there. You can see what happened to the plug and everything. Basically, they rotted off inside there, all the corrosion. Well, I cleaned up the surface here all around. You can see where the seal was touching, so maybe it was actually sealing. There's definitely a lot of stuff around there. I don't think it was sealing properly. Part of the problem. You can see the water's gone down there into the plug, obviously, from the back side of the plug. This seal looks very flat. Try and clean it up without, if I try and pull it out I might destroy it, so I'm going to check that out. I cleaned the seal up with a little bit of soap and water, tried it on the motor. I don't know, it looks like to me this seal is really not sticking up enough to actually do its job. Anyway, I'm going to try it. Okay, the plan is to pour water around here and see if anything comes out of there. See if that is actually sealing or not. Oh, look at that. What was coming out. thought it might have been my fault, but anyway, just sort of having another go to make sure the water's not running down there. Okay, and now we're going to tip it up. Look at that. So there it is. Looks like it's a faulty seal. In other words, Tesla should be replacing that for free. This is the motor of the other door. I haven't touched it. I have not unscrewed it. This was the door that I was having trouble with. This was from the passenger door. I'm going to do the water test on this again here and see if the water comes out of here. Okay, don't forget I haven't taken this apart. This is still the original factory sealed up. Here's the test underway. As you can see, it's not going anywhere close to here. And we'll see how it goes. I'll leave it for a few minutes and see if I get water out of the other end. I had to do a second test because this was sealed here. But when I undone that, I could see a bit of moisture in there, but not a lot. It definitely looked wet. Anyway, so I'm going to try it again. Almost certain this is what's causing the problem, but anyway, I could be wrong. It might be coming from up here through these bolts. I'm going to try that later. I'm pouring water on the back of there now, where most of the corrosion is. So just see what happens now. I left the water running for a few minutes. Now I got to try and see if there's any. There you go. There's the drips. Not them drips. Can't really see any, but anyhow. Doesn't look like there's water coming out, so I don't know. Let's try this. I see a little hole at the top here. I'll pour water on the top and see if it does anything. I'm pouring water on that seal now. Nothing coming out of there yet. Anyway, let's see what happens when I stop it. There's nothing coming out. Tried hot water as well, to try it on here, up here, and I've still got no moisture inside, so back to square one, I guess. This one seems sealed. I mean, the other one I did take apart and clean up, but anyway. I did find a little bit of moisture in there. Very hard to see, and I went in with a flashlight and I could see bits of moisture. I've just taken the screw out, so I'm going to take these screws out and see if there's any moisture leaked in the back of that. There's most definitely moisture on there. Inside, so yeah, don't forget this is a 2017, so it's a 9-year-old car, so only takes a little bit at a time. You can see these screws are rusty. This was the motor that packed in completely. This was going crazy, this one. This one was only playing up a little bit. There's the screws from that one. Much cleaner. So really see much moisture there, but definitely on here. There's no evidence that water came down the wire and into here. Clean. That wire broke off from inside. The boot is dry, everything looks good there. So what I'm going to do now is going to run the water on that and then take the plug apart and see. The water came in from the back. The plug put together. These are basically sealed, they should be fine. You can see the rust inside. I can't obviously show you on here, but the rust down inside, so I'm not going to get water on that. I'm just going to pour water over that section there. Moisture did get in from this side, so got in there. But I poured quite a lot of water on it, so anyway, there's no real evidence that water came down the wire. Well, it doesn't look like the water came in through the motor. That's well sealed. Hardly any evidence at all of any water. So we can write that off. That's Loctite on here and stuff like that. I think we're going to check out is if the water goes into here and through. Could be. Tiny bit of moisture on here and I can't figure out whether it's oil or water. A bit of rust on the bottom of the motor. Here and there, there's no moisture or any sign of it in there. Looks absolutely fine, clean. That's a T6 in case anybody's interested. I'll try and find out what happened to this end. So basically no moisture penetrated here really. There's just a little bit of rust on the outside there. That's it. That was the pickup, or it was. This would have destroyed it. Well, the final conclusion is it has to be the plastic bits. I thought these might go into the housing somehow, but they obviously got no part of it. They just go into there and that's it. So the problem is right here, and that's the end of it. 100%. I'm completely satisfied that's what's going on. How the water gets in through the door, I have no idea. Bought for €59 for one set, basically $100 Canadian. We bought from Amazon for $20. We bought from AliExpress for 2 sets. Cost me $23 Canadian with the postage and everything. So in conclusion of all of this, I think we can do the whole job for about $25. Do it yourself. You'd have to spend a few hours in the garage or on the driveway, one or the other, instead of paying over $2,000 for them to do it at Tesla. Good luck.